Good morning and welcome to DR Sports. We've got the transfer roundup this morning, so let's get you up to date on what's been going on overnight. Let's start with Harry Kane. Bayern Munich, they're not giving up on their pursuit to try and sign Harry Kane from Tottenham, according to Sky in Germany. Bayern board members, they are leading the pursuit of the 29-year-old. He's now in that final year of his contract. Bayern, they're trying to basically decipher Tottenham's willingness to sell Harry Kane in this summer or not. Of course, the German champions, they want to make an offer. Whether or not Tottenham will be receptive to that is another story. Tottenham have been extremely insistent on the fact that Harry Kane is absolutely not for sale. The club do not welcome any bids for the England captain. So I think it's going to be a hard task to pry him away from Tottenham in terms of where Daniel Levy and the board stand. Tottenham have also said they have not received any initial bid for Harry Kane, despite the reports that in Europe that a bid has been made. I think last week we heard it was around about 70 million, this supposed bid. Tottenham are completely, diffusing that and saying they haven't received anything. And this week we're being told that Bayern will come in with a higher offer than what allegedly was previously offered, somewhere around the £80 million mark. But I don't believe that Tottenham would even consider looking at selling Harry Kane this summer unless we're talking 100 million plus, purely for the fact the difference can be made with Harry Kane. Harry Kane is the difference between getting Champions League football for Tottenham next season or not, if they're in a position to do so. 30 goals a season, this is the type of person Tottenham have to try and replace. And when you look at the market, you look at the situation Tottenham are in, another complete transition under Ange Postecoglou, but no Champions League football, no European football of any kind to kind of attract the type of players that you would want to attract if you were going to sell Harry Kane. And to be honest with you, you get around 70 million for getting into the Champions League. So if you're going to get 70, 80 million for Harry Kane, it kind of balances itself out. You're kind of breaking even on it. So what's more important to Tottenham? Keeping Kane, trying to convince him there's a new project, a new plan and get him to sign a new contract, or sell him and take the money. But at the moment, Sky in Germany, they're reporting that Bayern do believe that Kane wants to join them and over any other club if he is allowed to leave this summer. They are also interested on signing Kane on a free transfer when his contract expires in 2024. The interesting thing about that is obviously from January, if Kane does not sign a contract extension, then all these clubs will be coming around. There'll be even more conversation come the winter transfer window. And if he does go on a free, then he'll have his pick. He could go anywhere he likes. So it's whether or not Spurs want to take some form of money at the moment and get something out of him, or let him go and run the risk of him going on a free. But at the moment, I firmly believe that Harry Kane will still be a Tottenham player come August. Let's move on to Liverpool. Thiago, he has removed Liverpool from his Instagram bio in a second hint that he is leaving Liverpool. It's odd. He's removed them on his social media accounts. I think that Liverpool fans were a little bit in shock yesterday that this rumour was circulating, which turned out to be true. He signed for Liverpool from Bayern in the summer of 2020. He's been a completely key figure under Jurgen Klopp, but of course they do want to strengthen and kind of reinvigorate that midfield and the engine room. Of course they've already made their signings for that midfield. Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, they're also linked with Lavia as well. The Athletics' James Pearce reported last week that they are likely to allow Thiago and Joel Matip to leave the club once their contracts expire at the end of the upcoming season. So whether or not they keep them there, strength in depth, but it looks to be that Thiago, because he's removed the Liverpool tags from his socials, he surely looks that he's on the way out. And they are planning ahead and planning to have Thiago as part of that first team squad unless a big money move from a league such as the Saudi Pro League comes in. So keep your eyes on that and we'll see what's going to happen in terms of Thiago. But Liverpool's still adamant that they are planning for the season ahead with Thiago. Moving on, Jordan Henderson, 33 years old, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They are two possible signings being lined up by Al Ettifaq. Of course, the new manager of that is Steven Gerrard. We saw that announcement go out yesterday. Again, Jordan Henderson, they're looking at fresh legs in that midfield. I think that's why they've brought in Sublitzi and McAllister as well, linked with Lavia too. And I guess maybe if they can get a little bit of money for Jordan Henderson at his age, maybe it's time to move on. Same with Aubameyang. Of course, he signed for Chelsea last year. It hasn't quite worked out. Obviously, Maurizio Pochettino's come in now. I think he'll be looking to rebuild with a young squad. They've just signed Nico Jackson as well, and I think that he's probably not part of Pochettino's plans. So it looks like those two may be heading over to the Saudi League and a link up with Steven Gerrard. Lavia, as I just mentioned, Liverpool are in the race to sign him, as are Chelsea, but at the moment it's looking more likely that Liverpool are kind of leading that race. They're preparing an offer for the 19-year-old. Southampton have valued him at around £50 million, which you would say is absolutely crazy for a player that basically has had one decent season. But we see how inflated the transfer market is now, so nothing really surprises me. And I guess this is one to develop as well, one for the future. He's 19 years old, he's got a lot of time and legs left in him. Arsenal, they are also interested in going for Lavia. They want to get everything over the line and the deal done with Declan Rice first with West Ham before they move on to their next target. So Lavia could be in a position, and Southampton, where he has Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal to choose from, and whoever's going to match that bid or come close enough will surely be the winner. Al Nassr, they've made a lucrative offer to Cameroonian and Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana, 27. He's been a target for Manchester United. He's also been linked with Chelsea. Whether or not he would decide to go and move to the Saudi Pro League, that's another question altogether. But he has been linked with Manchester United, who currently don't have a goalkeeper, a first choice, because the contract has now expired with David De Gea. They offered that contract, as we spoke about last week, and they rescinded the contract. So currently, David De Gea, he is technically a free agent, and Andre Onana looked to be the favourite to end up at Manchester United. Another reunion with Erik ten Hag. Of course, they knew each other from Ajax. More Manchester United rumours. Fiorentina CEO Barone said Sofiane Amrabat. We've not received any bid or proposal for him. He's a Fiorentina player now. If an offer comes in, we will consider it. He has been linked to Manchester United, but at the moment there doesn't seem to be much movement on that front. We'll keep you posted with all the Manchester United and everyone else's news as it comes in. Another quick look at Tottenham. They have been quite busy in the transfer market. Vicario, they signed. James Maddison last week, getting Kulusevski on a permanent, and now it looks like Manor Solomon. He is in London today in order to complete medical tests later this week and sign as a Tottenham player. Last week, the deal is set to be all done and dusted. He is a free agent coming from Shakhtar. He was at Fulham last season, and of course, due to the war, he is basically a free agent, and he can join Tottenham. And we saw he had injuries last season, but I think it's a decent signing in terms of having squad depth and someone that has a wicked finish on him. The games he did feature in, he did look good for Fulham, and it's just someone that can kind of add to the goals tally and help out on the left as well and give a little bit of competition, which is something that Tottenham players have needed for a long time. Another area, of course, is at centre back. Tottenham desperate to sort out their defence. It's been a long time coming. Mickey van der Ven, he looks to be the favourite at the moment. His camp told Wolfsburg of the player's strong desire to join Spurs. Negotiations are underway between Tottenham and Wolfsburg, and he's among the top target, as we mentioned last week. They've also got contact with Edmund Tapsoba. That's still going on as of now. The deal is still on. Could Tottenham get both of them over the line? They certainly need more than one centre-back. Two would be good. Vicky van der Ven comes highly regarded from what I've been seeing online. Tapsoba as well. Of course, they've got Christian Romero, and I think the idea is to kind of have a new partnership alongside him. We would expect maybe the likes of Davinson Sanchez to make way and leave the club. Eric Dyer, there had been rumours of a new contract being offered as he is out of contract, I believe, next year as well. But no agreement has been reached. So whether or not Tottenham are trying to offload Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez, among others, are still something that needs to be going on at Tottenham. They've got a lot of dead wood to clear out. But most importantly, they need to bring in two new centre-backs at least. So that is everything for your roundup this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back later on with more updates. updates for you.